A man facing his own personal demons of infidelity as a husband and inadequacy as a father leads his people with a fervent faith. A father who wept over the turmoil of his family caused by his own action. Who is this man that brought a plague on his own people, but also was revered for bringing the Ark of the Covenant back to Israel, and is referred to as a man who sought the very heart of God? His name is David, and his story is next on 60 Seconds. We spoke to a soldier from the famous Davidic army that conquered ancient Palestine. Here is our interview with Baruch Ben Haim about his time with the king.
Well, I was a soldier when he killed the giant. And I was with him when we fled from his son. I always admired him as a general. Well, he was a real daring man. I mean, few people would take on the kind of odds that he did. He killed the giant with a slingshot. And then he turned around and made alliances with the Philistines. I remember the time when he stood over a sleeping King Saul with a spear in his hand. But, I did hear some rumors about how he'd married Bathsheba under, some shady circumstances. But the man had guts. At the same time, he was a great religious leader. He always had a prophet close at hand, and I'm sure you've heard how he danced before the ark as we brought it into the city. The best. Sure, his kids were rebellious, but he was honest about his mistakes. There were several occasions where he went as far as repenting in public. I heard that before he died, he bought this threshing floor from a man. He could have just taken it as the king, but he was honest. He paid him for it. He was good people. We used to like to give him a bad time and call him soft, what with the poetry and all, but today he'd be emo for sure. Well, there was this time where we had to live in a cave for a while. There were about 400 of us. Well, let me put it this way. I suppose that if they were to make a movie of it today, it would be a cross between 300 and, say, Animal House. You can't have too many inhibitions, if you catch my meaning. If you think locker rooms are bad, well, anyways. But the king, he always chose the spot closest to the mouth of the cave to sleep at night. I always thought that was his way of saying that he loved us. Maybe his instincts from his shepherding days. Of course, the air is fresher up there. He was a leader.